Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Welcome to everything I made in my first year of sewing clothes. Welcome back to my channel, everyone, and if you are new here, I am Kylie, and I'm going to be sharing everything I've made in my first year of sewing clothes. Now, I'm not necessarily new to sewing. I used to sew a lot with my grandma. She taught me when I was about 8 years old, and I am now 28, so technically you could say I've been sewing for 20 years. Have I been consistently sewing that entire time? No. Have I been sewing well that entire time? Also no. So I feel like in the past year, I've really started to get a grasp on good sewing, and you'll be able to see that with the garments I'm about to show you. Now, I have a long list of things here. So grab a drink, grab a snack, sit down, and let's get into it. Starting off with the very first clothing item I have ever made, it is these shorts. They are lane pants hacked into shorts. I got this fabric from the Resource Exchange, which is my favorite fabric craft store in Philly. It is all secondhand and it is lovely. But this is the first thing I ever made, and I am really proud of these. I actually just wore them the other day. I do need to update the hem a little bit because I didn't catch some of the raw edge in it. Here, I'll show you. So you can see it's like the raw edge is coming through because somehow I didn't get that in like the doubled over hem. But again, that was the first time I have ever sewn anything, so if that's the only big mistake, I'm pretty pleased with that. This is also before I started tapering this pant pattern, and also before I started taking some inches off the rise. However, when I wore it recently, I was like, maybe I do like the rise. Maybe I need to stop cutting the rise off. Anyway, with this, I also made the skyline top hacked into a skyline dress hacked into a top. Now, I will say this one was actually kind of a fail. Like, I wore it a few times for like the pictures because I filmed a YouTube video with this, and I wore it maybe a few times out just because like I was just like, oh my god, like I made this. But I think that this is gonna get reworked into something else, and like even like I had such trouble with the bias tape. One, I just didn't know what I was doing, and two, like I feel like I was rushing maybe. Like it's not actually covering the whole raw edge, and like there's places where it's coming up over here. Like I also like did not do this back piece right where like there's the tie, so I need some redemption on this pattern. I think I need to make a new one soon. But I'm really happy for the experience, and I loved the vibe of this matching set. It was like really, really fun. I have not touched the top since last summer. It's been sitting in my drawer of projects that need to get reworked. But the shorts I have been wearing, and I really do still love them. So that's project number one, which leads me straight into project number two. I had extra fabric, so I decided to make a little matching set for my daughter, and I actually haven't looked at these since last summer, and I'm kind of sad they're so small. Like this would never fit her now. I made little bloomers, and they have like the same little ruffle edge here, and I made a little tank top with the ruffle on the bottom, and it had a little tie closure in the back. I will say this was brutal. So I made one outfit and I thought, I'm gonna self-draft. Never had made clothes like this before, and what did I self-draft off of? A knit fabric. So the fabric was stretchy, like the pattern that I traced like a t-shirt and shorts of hers. The fabric was stretchy and I was using a woven. And if you sew clothing, you know that those two things are not the same. So you cannot use a stretch fabric as a reference for a woven thing. So I had a lot of issues with this. I was like battling fit problems. I felt like it was a hot mess, but it was quite the learning experience, and like it's really cute to like just kind of look back on it. And she looked adorable in it, I will say. Obviously she can't fit into them now. She's a whole year older, so these do not fit her, but I keep them as like memories for me. After making that, I did end up making some lane pant shorts out of a men's button-up, and these are probably one of the most exciting pieces I've ever made. And I know that's like, it's just shorts, but I love these shorts so much, and I think that they came out so good. Like, I'm so proud of the quality of these. I love the lace detail on the bottom. I love that the button pocket ended up being used. I just kind of ran out of fabric, so I had to use it. But these are like my pride and joy. I wear them all summer, all spring. I wear them into the fall. I absolutely adore these shorts. And these are like one of my #1 worn items that I've made. From there, I also made another pair of shorts. It was summer when I started sewing clothing, hence why it's been 1 year. And so these were actually out of a bed sheet. And I love these because they are so lightweight, flowy, comfy. Like, I wear these down to the park with my daughter all the time. So when it's like really hot, like disgustingly humid, I feel like these give me so much breathability, and I just like throw on a tank top, throw on a t-shirt. So good. From here, I made a baby shower gift for my sister-in-law. I will insert some clips because I obviously don't have them anymore because they were a gift, but I made my now nephew, he was not born, it was for her baby shower, but I made him some overalls out of some upcycled denim and also some Yankee fabric that I had because our families are all Yankee fans. They came out really cute, and I had my daughter like kind of model them to see what they would look like. And then from there, I liked those so much that I made a pair for my daughter, and all of the patches on these are her old baby clothes. So this is super sentimental to me. So every single patch is something she wore in the first year of her life. And this was like ruffle butt from one of her pairs of her pants. And she wore this for her first birthday party, which was so nice, and it's so sentimental. I actually really want to frame this. I think I want this to be a piece of art in my studio because it will obviously never fit her again. She was 1 when she wore this, and she's coming up on her 2nd birthday. But I really want to put this on display for kind of like myself, and just like, I'm really proud of this project, and I just love that it's like her old clothes, and I just think it would be really cute in like a shadow box situation, and I could hang it on the wall. I really should get around to doing that, so maybe this is reminding me I need to do that. From making those two, my other sister-in-law, who has a daughter the same age as my daughter, really liked the overalls, so then I made her a pair for her first birthday. So I'll put some images here of that. And now we were getting into the fall, and I had this comforter that had been kind of destroyed from the dryer. It was too thick for the dryer, so it kind of ruined it. And so I loved the fabric so much, and I made a quilted jacket from it. So this was for my daughter, and this was kind of my prototype. I self-drafted this, the entire thing. And there's definitely some major issues. Like, the bias tape is not covering the raw edge whatsoever. There's like a ton of exposed batting. The ties are like kind of exposed. Oh yeah, look, you can just see like all of this batting is exposed here because I quilted the pieces after cutting them out, which, if you know anything about quilting, you should always quilt first and then cut something out, because when you quilt, it shifts everything, and sometimes the top and the bottom fabric don't line back up again. So this was my prototype, and luckily my daughter was so small that she ended up outgrowing it anyway. But from here, I then made myself one. And again, I self-drafted this. I just took a jacket that I really liked and just kind of drew out the shape, and it worked really well, surprisingly. Like, I really like this jacket. We wore it on a trip to Vermont, and it was really nice and warm because this is actually a blanket. Like, it was a blanket, and I wore it all through the fall into the winter. I really enjoy this jacket, and I love that like we were able to wear them together. It was so cute. I think that might be an annual thing for me in the fall, is making me and my daughter matching jackets. I just think that would be really cute. Until she tells me she doesn't want to match with me anymore, of course, because I know that day is coming. I then made my first pair of proper lane pants, and I don't have a picture because I've actually tore them apart and made something else out of them. So I loved these pants. This was made from denim that I also got at the Resource Exchange. But the thing with the Resource Exchange is that it is all secondhand, so you don't know how much you're going to be able to get. And so I was able to get like about a yard of each color denim. So I did this cool like patchwork style, and I loved these pants so much. However, I didn't really know a lot about fabrication and things like that. And so these fabrics, one of them would have worked and the other one really was like not meant to be worn as pants, especially sewn together with the other fabric. Like one was kind of flimsy and thin and the other one was kind of like thick and sturdy, and they just like really didn't end up working well together long term. Like they looked really cute for any pictures and videos I took, but they didn't really work out long term, and the pants kind of started to fall apart over time. Also, the waistband I used, that material was way too flimsy and it just never held my pants up in a good way. So I actually used all of that to make this little knitting bag for myself. So the top outer portion is some of that denim, and then the inside is the other denim. Here, let me open it up. I have stuff inside of here, but the inside is like the other lighter denim. So I love this bag. I love that it's denim. It's super sturdy. I am kind of sad that those pants are no longer, but I have since made some pants that I think redeem me on those denim pants. Next up is this gorgeous tiered skirt that I self-drafted using a Sydney Graham tutorial, and it has this lace on the bottom. All of this is thrifted. It's all from the Resource Exchange. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous eyelet lace, and then all of the fabric, and there is also pockets, which is so fun. And I love this in the fall. I think it just looks so cute with a nice sweater. I then decided to make another pair of full lane pants out of this gingham tablecloth, and I think these pants are so cool. It's actually funny, this was like my first video I posted on TikTok that got hate. Like I got like extreme hate over these pants. Someone told me I looked like I was coming out of a nursing home, and then someone else said that it was giving going to Walmart in your pajamas. Which is just hilarious. Like, I love these. I think that they're so fun, and I wore them a lot in the fall, and I intend to wear them again. Also in the fall, I made these little stretch rompers for my daughter. They were absolutely great for this time of year. I would just put like a little t-shirt or a little long sleeve underneath, and they were so stretchy. I also just self-drafted this pattern, which was kind of cool. I was really in like my self-drafting era, even though I had never really made clothes before. The only issue with these is that I got really cheap snaps, and they're really bad quality, and they actually tore the fabric. And she had another one of these that was blue, and that one disintegrated altogether at the top. Like the snaps, like they just tore through the fabric. It was so bizarre, like how badly they tore through the fabric. So I should make her another kind of like rendition of this for this year. Like these were so good in the fall. So I had this one, there was a navy blue one. I'll insert some pictures if I have any. And then I also made her a Halloween one. This one is so cute, and the skeletons actually glow in the dark. It's such a fun pattern, and I love the little cuffs. So cute. And then from there we did get into Halloween, which is where I made my daughter's Cookie Monster costume. And so I got this fleece from Fleischmann's, also in Philly. It's on Fabric Row. I actually have a ton of this fleece, and I think my plan is to make her some fleece-lined pants this winter. But here is my Cookie Monster. It's just like a normal sweatshirt. I just took one of her sweatshirts and drafted this pattern. Has little cuffs. I got those also at Fleischmann's. And then I took just some white quilting cotton and some eyes, some like black to make the eyes. And they kind of like wiggle around like how cookies do. And then these are just some sweatpants that I made again out of her own pants. I just drafted them with the little cuffs on the bottom. I kind of have a feeling that this will all still fit her. She wore it pretty much for months after Halloween. She's obsessed with Sesame Street, and she loved this Cookie Monster costume. There was a point in time where we actually had to hide it because she was trying to wear it every single day. The next one was another gift, so I don't have it anymore, but I will definitely put in some clips. I made this gorgeous I guess you could call it overalls for my niece for her birthday. I like wish I could have kept this because I was so proud of my construction on this. Like, I think this was my best garment to date. No, I don't think it was. It officially kind of crossed me over the line into I'm not so much a beginner anymore. Like, I feel like that one came out so good and I was so impressed with it. And it was just like slightly big on her at the time, which is good. I think it will be able to fit her for quite a few years, and I hope she really likes it because I love it so much. It was at this point that we were in the winter and my daughter had officially grown out of her quilted jacket, and I really wanted to make one better. So I still had some fabric, so I made her another quilted jacket, and I kind of took all the lessons I learned from the first one of hers and made this one so much better, and I am so happy with how this came out. I'm realizing now that it really needed a good wash post-winter. There's some like cracker stains on this. She would like eat her crackers and they would like get into the jacket. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I love how this one came out. I don't think this will still fit her in the fall. We'll see. If it does, I'm gonna have her still wear it. But this one was so good. So we were able to continue wearing our matching jackets through the winter. I ended up making a ton of Christmas presents, and I also then started a quilt for my daughter. So I wasn't making too many garments at the time. So that brings us all the way to February now, where we had a wedding, and so I made my daughter this absolutely gorgeous dress. I used a thrifted pattern, and this is all fabric from Fleischmann's, because I was making her this dress to match my dress. So this dress used to be my bridesmaid's dress for my sister-in-law's wedding, and I just really didn't like it anymore in terms of it didn't fit me. It was long, which then limits how many events you can wear it to. I had a lot of like gaping. It was like big in some parts and small in other parts. I just had a lot of issues with it. So I revamped it. I wanted thicker straps because I need to wear like a normal bra and I didn't want that to show. And then I also did a zipper and a tie-up back, and I shortened it a ton. And it's still kind of like a T length, which is nice. But I feel like I could get so much more wear out of this now with just some of the small upgrades that I made to the dress. This brings me to my first sewing fail of the video. So I decided to make a little like short form video of like a making my Pinterest board, and I had a skirt picked out, and I had this pink fabric that was kind of close to that, but not really. And I just like rushed making this skirt, and it's really not good. It's not well constructed. I didn't even finish off the seams because as I was making it, I knew it was not good. So yeah, so here it is. It looks okay. Like when you're looking at it, you're like, it's not terrible, but it is. I'll show you some clips of it on, and it is definitely not good. I'm actually looking at a hole right here in the seam. Like literally I just missed a whole chunk. So this is my first project of, this was an absolute fail. I did not learn anything. I was just rushing for the sake of kind of following a trend, I guess. And I need to rework this into something. I'm thinking of actually just reworking it into a pair of like boxer shorts. I think this fabric would look cute for that, and I think I would have just enough of it to do that. So maybe I'll put that on my list of projects to do. I had ended up taking an unintentional break from YouTube at this point, and this was my first one back, which I love this top so much. This is the color block set from Matchy Matchy Sewing Club, and I wore this so much in the spring. I haven't really been reaching for it right now, but I think that's mostly just because it's been so hot. I just want tank tops. But this shirt is super cute. It's like such a nice, simple, basic, and I love wearing it. And from that, I decided to make a little mini one for my daughter. So this is sort of self-drafted. There's like buttons on the back. So this was a thrifted pattern. It was the same pattern I used for the wedding guest dress, but I kind of like shortened it. I shortened the bodice. I did buttons instead of a zipper, and then I also like modified the neckline, the armhole. So I kind of like used that as like a loose guide to like my bodice piece, and then I just created this how I wanted to. It's really cute. She actually often asks for this shirt now, and if I wear mine, then she asks for hers, and she goes, "Mommy," and it literally like warms my heart. Like she knows I made it for her, and it's really cute. I absolutely loved how that top came out, so I ended up making another one for my daughter, and this one is just in this pink fabric with the same buttons, and I made a matching one for my niece who is the same age as her, so she has the other one, but they are identical and it's really super cute. She wears this one a lot in the summer too, just it's so like loose fitting, it's like really nice and breathable. I feel like at this point I truly started to feel like I'm good at sewing and I'm good at making clothes. I feel like all of the things that I was producing were like really nice quality and I was really happy with what I was doing. And so then I made these gingham lane pants. They are just like the regular waistband and ruffles on the bottom. I love these pants. I wear them seriously all the time. Like in the spring I was wearing them like 2 to 3 times a week because they're just so comfortable. They're so cute, and I'm also very, very pleased with the construction of those. I think those are the best lane pants that I have made, and I've clearly made quite a few. I feel like my seam finishes were really nice, and just it was a really quality piece, and I wear them all the time. I then made the Merrymaker dress in this like very, very lightweight linen-y cotton material. And this I actually got at a fabric swap for free. It was held at the Resource Exchange. I clearly go there a lot. I'm a very big fan. But they held a fabric swap, so I brought some fabric and offloaded it, and then I also took some fabric home, and that was fabric from that. I really love this pattern. It's free, it's really easy to use, it's such a quick sew, and this is by far my most worn dress this summer because it barely touches your body. It is like ideal in this like hot, sticky, humid summer. It touches the least amount of your skin, and it is so breathable, so I wear that a lot in the summer. I really wanted to make my daughter a matching dress or something out of that fabric, but I barely had enough. Like I barely was able to finish that dress. So I ended up taking the scraps and making her little shorts, and they are so cute. And so the side has like this little bias tape stripe, and then the back is a denim, but it's like a fake denim. It was a shirt that I cut up. But she wears these all the time. They are so cute, and I actually kind of need to make more of these for her. Like I love the little stripe detail, which it's so funny when I did this, like the stripes on the side of the pants were not like crazy popular, and I feel like now all over all the socials I see everyone making shorts with like the stripe down the side. I'm not saying I started that trend, I'm just saying it's funny that now that's like trending, and I had just done that. Like right before I finished these, or maybe I had already finished them, Sydney Graham posted her like Avenue shorts that she was making, and they have like the pinstripe down the side. So it's just funny, like very on trend. So got a very trendy toddler here. Next up I have the Sabrina slip. This project I felt really, really good afterwards. Like I was like, wow, I cannot believe that I made this. Every time I wear this, people ask me where I got it. Like they think that I have purchased this dress, which is honestly such a compliment. I get so like, oh my god, thank you whenever anyone asks me that. But I found that this pattern was very easy to follow, very easy to do, but the fabric was so difficult. Like cutting on the bias makes everything stretchy, and I feel like that is very difficult. And then this fabric specifically was like very silky, stretchy, slippery. But I am so happy, like I didn't have any problems really, except for trying to get the straps turned out. That is always my biggest nightmare when doing anything, is getting out the loop turner and turning my straps right side out. But I really enjoyed this dress, and like I said, I get comments all the time in real life of people asking me where I bought it. So that definitely to me is like the highest compliment as a sewist, that people think that I bought it and I didn't make it myself. These next two items I like made with the concept of a video in mind, and then never finished the video, but I wear these all the time and I really love them. I've been wearing them all summer. So it is both lane pants. One is pants and one is shorts. So they are in this like cream color. I tapered them and they were made out of the same thrifted tablecloth. And the biggest modification that I did was that I made the front a flat front and all of the elastic is in the back. I feel like this gives just like a very kind of like trouser look to them, like a little bit more fancier, especially also kind of like this fabric I feel like kind of gives that. It's like a cotton linen blend. So here are the shorts and I've been wearing these all summer long. I love these shorts. So again, the same thing. It's got the front flat. Why is the lighting so terrible? It has the front that's like just regular straight fabric and the back has all of the elastic in it. And they're so great. Love them. And I have leftover fabric and I really want to make a top out of it. I cut out everything for the top, but I'm self-drafting the top and I just haven't had the like mental energy to start that project. I was then selected by Candace at So Bake Make to test one of her pants patterns, and these are the Baker barrel leg pants. I can never say that name right, but this pattern is so great. So this was my toile, which actually this view I think is no longer. This is like a hack version. The pattern changed a lot while in testing, but I love these. I wore these like seriously twice a week to the park with my daughter in the springtime. They were so perfect. They're like the perfect amount of baggy without being so baggy that they don't look right. And this was made out of a IKEA curtain actually. And then these are my like final draft of them, and they have the cargo pockets. They're the like regular leg on the bottom, the drawstring in the top. And might I say, these are the best pants I have ever made. This denim is from Fleischmann's. Pretty much those are the two places I go for clothing fabric, is Resource Exchange and Fleischmann's. So this is from Fleischmann's and I am so obsessed with this pattern. Like, it's so good. And also equally, I just think that this was probably the best pair of pants I've ever made, and I'm so proud of these. And I wore them a ton, except for now it's 90 degrees, so I will not be wearing them until the weather starts to break. The next one I'm actually wearing right now, it is this little white skirt. So I took a dress that I absolutely loved. I actually wore this dress on like our little honeymoon, me and my husband. If you didn't know, we eloped and then we had kind of like a nice little weekend together afterwards. But I loved this dress, but after having my daughter and then also breastfeeding for 15 months, I can't really go braless anymore. And this is a completely black backless dress, and the lining had shrunk, which was really annoying. So like the lining didn't actually fully cover my butt. So whenever I would wear it, I felt like very exposed because the dress is kind of see-through. So I was tired of it just kind of sitting in my closet and not wearing it because I love it so much and I love the material. So I upcycled it into this skirt and I wear it all the time now. Like all summer I've been wearing it and I love it so much, and I'm just so happy that I can still utilize this piece of clothing. I was really in a very like upcycle mood after making this skirt, and so I actually took this shirt that was my husband's and I upcycled it to be this cute little top for myself. So I added the ruffle and the lace, and then I added some elastic and lace on the sleeves, and then I added some lace on the pockets, and it's super cute. I need to wear this out more. I just realized I'm not really wearing it that much and I need to. Oh, I know why. I never finished off the raw edge in here, and it's been in my need to finish pile that just keeps growing and I keep starting new projects. So I need to do that so I can start wearing this again. I then did another upcycle, which was not for me. My friend actually gave me her jerseys to upcycle, which was so cool. And it was my first time shearing, so I learned how to shear to do this. Or shearing, I don't know. But essentially I took her jerseys and sheared them so that they would be kind of like that scrunchy tight material. They came out really good and I was really, really pleased with those, and I know she was pretty happy with them too. I then did a thrift flip. So this used to be a dress and I turned it into a little top and a skirt, which I have a whole video if you would like to go watch that. I'll have them all linked, but a little skirt and there's little pink shorts underneath. And I actually, to be honest, have not worn this since making the video. My intention was to bring it to Florida for our vacation that we went on, and then I just didn't bring it. I don't know, something about it, I ended up just kind of like not wearing this. So I think the problem is I think I need to put some darts in the back of the skirt to kind of just give it a better shape. I feel like it was like too loose, but I couldn't tighten it anymore, like the wraparound part. The top was cute too, but I don't know, I just felt very bleh after making this. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, which is unfortunate because it's really super cute and like I did a nice job. So I need to maybe rework this just a little bit and try to wear it more. Now we're getting into my second fail for sewing. So again, we were going to Florida and I was like, oh, I need to make all these things to go on vacation. You know, let me add some more to my plate. So I started to make a skyline dress by Sid Graham, and I omitted the tie at all. I just made the strap like permanently this length, I suppose you could say. And I got this far and ran out of time and kind of just started to not like the project. Like, this is not a print that I would normally wear. And I think that's the problem with this and both the other set is like, they're so cute for vacation specific, but then I'm not gonna wear them again because like, this is not a pattern that like I would genuinely wear all the time. So I just scrapped it and I haven't worked on it since. So this is again in that same pile of just like, maybe I'll finish it, maybe I'll do something else with it. Also, before vacation, I made some dresses for my daughter. Well, I was only supposed to make one dress for my daughter. So on this vacation that we went on, we took some family photos where the color was blue. We were all wearing like a blue palette. I wore my Sabrina slip, which I've already shown. And so I had this adorable fabric, this like light blue with like white. Oh my gosh, what is up with the lighting on this camera? There we go. Cute little fabric, and I made this for my daughter. It didn't fit. I used the same pattern that I used for her shirts and the other dress, the wedding guest dress, and somehow it came out like 2 sizes too big. So I got up to the button placket, so I did not do the buttons and I did not hem it. So this is in my to be finished pile, but it's not gonna fit her until like next summer, so this is like very low on my list of getting to. But then she did still need a dress, so I made her one that is actually her size, and it came out so cute. It fits her like a glove with actually room to spare. So she can still wear this whole summer, and then it just ties in the back. Super cute. I love this. She looked so good in it. And then I made my first menswear piece. So I've never made my husband something, and it was time. So I made him this shirt for Father's Day. It came out so good. I'm very, very pleased with it. It's got like the little, what side? This side. Has a little pocket right here. And these buttons are like an iridescent color, which is cool. So like in the light, it kind of like changes color, like shimmers. Fits him so good, which the whole time I was making it, I was so nervous it wasn't gonna fit him because I spent so much time on it. And this is actually the same fabric that the bow is from my daughter's dress, so they kind of like match each other, which is really cute. And then most recently I have just made these 3 tops, which if you've seen last week's video, you'll know these. I just made these. I made my very first sourdough top, and I love this top. I will be making so many more of these, and I love this color too. It's like a teal blue. I don't know what's going on with the lighting. I need to look into that because everything is just being washed out. I will put in some very good clips though, but I love this top. I've been wearing it a ton since I finished it, and I already have plans to make more of this top because it's so good. I then made the violet top. This is a free pattern if you sign up for the newsletter, and I made this out of a thrifted tablecloth that had a huge stain on it, and to cover it up I actually cut out the little tulips. So there was 2 more. These were the 2 corners of the tablecloth, and then there were 2 other corners of the tablecloth. And I cut them out and hand embroidered them onto the back to cover up the stain. I am obsessed with this one. It is like probably like one of my favorite things I've ever made. And then I made another Merrymaker dress, but I cropped it to turn it into a top, which is really nice, and it gives like the same effect as the dress, except now it's just a top, which is really cute. And I got this fabric from Hobby Lobby. I don't really shop there very often, but I was there and I liked this. As you can see, once I started sewing clothes, I just could not stop, and I have no intentions of stopping anytime soon. So please make sure to subscribe if you liked this video, because I will have so many more things of me making clothing. I've also just started knitting as well, so if you like to knit, I will be sharing some of my knits as well. And here's to another year of sewing. I cannot believe all of the things that I've made in this past year, and honestly, I'm just so proud to see like where I started and where I'm at now. I feel like I'm finally an intermediate sewer, and I definitely have some ambitious plans. I feel like there's like a lot of patterns I've had my eye on that have felt too hard, or things that I thought I wasn't good enough for, but I do feel really confident in my skills of late, so I'm very excited to get started on some new things. As always, thank you guys so much for being here. Be sure to follow me on my other socials, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!